Okay, hello everybody. How is this sound? Is it enough? So. It's a little low, isn't it? You like it? The guy behind you is giving me a little. I have a soft voice, and when I guide meditation, it gets softer. So it seems like it's a little low. Yeah. Sam, could you turn it up just a tiny little notch? Well, we'll get started. When he comes in, I'll have him turn it up. So, hi everybody. My name is Chandra Easton. This is my weekly Tuesday class. I think I see some new faces. How many people are here for the first time? Is this class or the Olympic or both?
This class.
This class, yes. Both. Both or just this class? Nice. Okay, yeah. Well, welcome. You too? Both. Great. Welcome. Yeah, we have all sorts of different classes. This is my regular Tuesday night. One of the other constants is Michael Taft on Thursday nights, and then I think we have Zen on Monday nights. We have all sorts of cool things going on. Interesting events on the weekends as well. Before we start practicing, I want to just give one announcement. Is on June 15th. I will be here. It's a Sunday. At 7 o'clock, we have a kirtan with my colleagues, what a silly word to say that, my band members. We co-founded the 21 Taras Collective, and we've composed melodies to the mantras that are devoted to each of the 21 Taras. And it's kind of a big deal because it's the first time that Nina, Genevieve, and we all founded this collective, are going to be playing together live since even before we recorded the album. So it's an album release celebration, and it's here in this room. So please come if you like to chant and celebrate the divine in a devotional way. It's kind of like more of a Buddhist-oriented style of, devotional melodic music, singing together in a group like kirtan. And we'll have a band. So that's June 15th, 7 to 9 p.m. The other event is the next Sunday, I believe. Two weeks. 2 Sundays after that is June 29th, is a deeper dive into the material that we cover. It's a little low. Could you just turn it up just a little notch? Yeah, thanks. Not too much. A deeper dive into the practices that I tend to offer in these Tuesday night classes. So this class is called Releasing into Presence, and what that means is that we're entering the temple of presence, so to speak, through the 3 doors of body, speech, and mind. So the practices through the body, like movement, gentle yoga, and so on, like we'll do in a moment. We'll start class with movement. And then speech refers to the doorway or the avenue of our experience through, of course, speech, but also breath, pranayama, and the prana in the body that feels a little bit better. Is that okay volume-wise? Yeah? Okay. And so mantra is another aspect of working into that room or temple of presence through speech and breath. And then through the mind, we enter that space through philosophy, contemplation, dharma discussion, teachings on reality, on the nature of your own mind, and so on. The law of cause and effect, impermanence, all these things that we find within the rubric of Buddhism. And then ultimately sitting still and quiet in meditation. So body, speech, mind, these 3 doors or avenues into presence. Now, presence is code for, it's not code really, but it's a way to translate the word awareness, or rigpa in Tibetan language, that refers to your primordial Buddha nature, your true nature, the depth and breadth of who you are at the most core or universal level. So that's why I call this class Releasing into Presence, because we do these practices in the spirit of letting go and releasing rather than doing and constructing something that you aren't yet. It's actually an unraveling, an undoing, a releasing the tensions and the dualities and the misperceptions that keep us from experiencing that awareness, that presence. So this is fundamentally an approach found within the Dzogchen, the Great Perfection teachings of Tibetan Buddhism. It's called Ati Yoga. Ati means pinnacle, yoga means union or to yoke, to unify. And also within the Maha Mudra. So Maha Mudra is just basically the same as Dzogchen, but from a slightly different lineage from India. Dzogchen is said to be from Odiyana, the land of Odiyana, which is more like northwest Pakistan current day, the Swat Valley. In any case, it's a very interesting history that these traditions blended and shared a lot with each other and were preserved at various places, but primarily in Tibet. That's why Tibetan Buddhism is such a rare gem, because it preserved these more tantric streams of Buddhism. You have other places like Bhutan and Nepal and Sikkim who have preserved them as well. But no one rivals Tibet in terms of the dedication, the scholarship, the consummation of the practices. It was quite phenomenal. Still is in some way. So this is all leading up to this day-long that I'll be doing on June 29th, and I'm calling it Deepening into Presence. It's the first time I'm doing this. It's a vision I've had for a long time, where we take what we've been doing in the weekly classes and we go deeper. We have time to practice for a couple hours before lunch, then we have a potluck together, and then in the afternoon we have more like a circle practice and question and answer discussion. It's a time and space for you to bring questions, queries, conundrums that you have in practice. So speaking out of practice, what is it that you would like some guidance with, reflection with, and to be witnessed by your peers, by your Dharma community. We learn a lot by being witnessed, but also by witnessing others, opening in those ways. And so I'll offer guidance to those who want to ask. So it's from 10 to 4, yeah, on Sunday, June 29th. So I'm looking forward to that. And the prerequisite is to have come to, I think, at least 4 of these evening classes, so that you're familiar with my teaching, you're familiar with what we're doing, so that then we can go deeper. That's why it's called deepening into presence, instead of releasing into presence. Or you should have done like a retreat with me, or other online courses, or one-on-one work. There are different ways to come in. But for you guys who can come on Tuesday nights, it seems, just come to a few more and you would qualify for that if you're interested. Okay, any questions about that? All right. Okay, good. So, yeah, do you have... handouts? No, I think I can just write them out. I can write them out. Yeah, what we're going to do is start with some movement, and then we'll do meditation and chanting and Dharma talk at the end. So what we've been doing the last 2 weeks are what are called the seated warm-ups. Now I want to guide you in a standing version of some movement that warms up our joint sites in the body, so that when we sit, we feel more comfortable. Okay? So put your teacups off to the side. You're going to stand up. You can stand on your zabuton, the flat one, or to the front of it. And feel free to spread out in the back as well. So in every class we have a bit of movement. Lately I've been doing a little bit more. So this first position is a version of like mountain pose, Tadasana, but the heels are together and the toes are slightly turned out. The feet are nice and flat, weight even between the feet. And then the right hand is at the navel, left hand is on top. Relax the shoulders, gaze at a comfortable angle towards the floor. Soften the muscles of the face, lift the chest, shoulder blades down the back. And feel the breath beneath the palms, filling the torso with the breath, the Ujjayi breath if you're familiar with the yogic breathing. The gentle constriction at the root of the throat helps to slow down the breath, modulate the breath. And you may hear a little hissing sound like air moving through a funnel. Inhale down into the belly, exhale, releasing the belly as you breathe out. Draw the chin towards the center of the throat, and that lengthens the back of the neck. It's a subtle move. And feel it like you're opening a portal at the base of the skull. Often we're cut off there. We're tense and tight. So draw the chin down and lift the base of the skull up and away from the occiput. Bring the tip of the tongue to rest at the root of the top front teeth. This is like a standing meditation. Relax the lower jaw away from the upper jaw. And let the mind settle within the whole global experience of the body from head to toe. Suffuse your body with your awareness. Let the mind go quiet. Releasing tension with the out-breath. Feeling that quality of presence suffuse your experience. Good. So now, without losing that quality of presence, we're going to start moving the body. Release the hands, feet are hip-width distance apart. Now they're parallel. You're going to want more space. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're going to want more space, Amber, because what you're going to need to do is take your foot and put it a little bit behind you. Yeah, there you go. Weight on the top of the right toes, and then start to spiral the ankle outward. 1, 2. Yeah, you can use the wall if you need to, or a chair. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse. 1, 2. Be careful that the head doesn't drop forward. Stack it right on top of the spine. 8, 9, and 10. Now, stepping down, spread the toes of the right, and then step back with the left. And to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really work the ankle and work the head of the femur in the socket of the hip. And now stop. Okay, good. Now stand nice and square on the feet. Hip-width distance apart. Now we work from the top of the body down. First we do the neck. So release the chin towards the chest. And then start to make circles to your right. Up and around, down the left. 2. Relax the shoulders. 3. Circles can be small if you're sensitive with the neck. 4. Relax the jaw. And 5. And then reverse. 1, 2. Good. 3. Soften the soles of your feet. 4. Breath in the belly. And 5. Good. Come to center. Inhale. Face to neutral. Exhale. Find your drishti, that focal point, on the floor at an angle in front of you. Now we move to the shoulders. Moving forward, up, back, and down. And 2, 3. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. and reverse. 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Interlace the fingers. And 1, 2, double time. 3, relax the ridge of the shoulders. Hands are right in front of your face. Yeah. The eyes are gazing at the wrists. 9 and 10. Reverse. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release the hands, spiral to the right, left, right, left. 3, 4. Back hand taps the kidney. 5. Front hand taps the juncture of the shoulder and the chest. 7, 8. Let the head turn. 9 and 10. Good. Now release the arms, start the hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax the chest, the face is soft. Let relaxation suffuse your whole body throughout all of these movements. 7, 8. The arms are relaxed. 9. Yeah, you can do seated practice. And 10. And reverse. 1. So you could do your neck, then you can roll your shoulders, do a few cycles each direction. Good. I'm going to make it up where we were. Like 8, 9. I need you guys. And 10. Until when Chandra starts talking, you got to start counting. Good. All right. So now step the feet together and bend the knees. Bring the hands above the knees. Relax the shoulders and circle the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep the heels on the ground. Reverse. 1, 2. Very nice. 3. Lengthen the back of the neck. Look to the floor. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now stand up and you're going to wave sarpa. And 1, 2. You want, what's your name in the back? You could take your hands, you could work your wrists. Yeah, good. Both directions. 7. You're like seaweed in the ocean. 9, 10. Inhale, raise the arms. And exhale, press down. A little different than what we normally do. So just follow along. Inhale, look up if you can with the neck. If not, just look forward. Hold the breath. Bring the hands down. Then exhale as the hands pass in front of the face. One more time. As you inhale, bring the breath down into your feet. Rooting. Hold, chin down. Hold, hold, hold. Then exhale. Now pause. I'm going to show you a squat. This is called Kaki Mudra with Anilasana. Do you remember this one? So can you guys, so if you're in the first 2 rows, you need to get down a little bit so the back rows can see you. And this is what I recommend. This is how you keep the heat in the body. Okay. So don't try not to sit on your derriere. You're going to get cold. Yeah. This is the bomb. This is the best yoga pose you're going to learn all night. This one right here. Yeah, the back row, you're in it. You can stay standing if you want, the back rows, but the front rows need to kneel so you can see. Okay, so what we do next, so you've raised and lowered the arms 3 times, right? This is your 3rd time. What you're going to do is right when the hands are in front of the navel, they turn and touch, and then you're going to descend. So I'll show you. And as I do that, My feet also come a little bit close together, heel, toe, my feet. And then I take the hands, I move my microphone. So I've taken my hands, and if you can, I'll show you the full shape. You stand on top of your hands, the fingers are pointed out. Just watch. And then once you're here, you inhale, pucker your lips, breathe in like a bird beak. And exhale through the nose, and the chin bows. Again, inhale through the mouth, and as I inhale through the mouth, I'm putting the tongue at the root of the frenum. Like that. You can do the mouth with me, but don't do the posture. Okay, so inhale, beak. Want to hear that wind. And then exhale through the nose. The tongue presses against the upper teeth, spreading them. Again, now when you're ready, inhale. It's like a bird drinking water. And then exhale as you bow. Then you come up. I'll just show this to you. Feet together, extend, and then exhale, fold forward. I'm not going full on because I've got this back thing, but then you can bend the knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time. Come up to standing like this. Okay, so the squat is called anilasana, and the mudra that you're making with the mouth is called kaki mudra. Kaki means like crow or bird beak. So you know how when a bird drinks water, that's the feeling you want to have when you're taking the breath in. And when you're breathing in, did you try that? The tongue is at the root of the frenum. You feel that? Does that make sense?
From right here.
That weird little thing that the guy in Kiss cut so his tongue could stick out. Maybe some of you were too young for this. You're old when kisses. People are too young for Kiss. Anyway, frenum. And then when you close the mouth, your tongue is pressing against our hair. And it broadens the teeth. You feel that? Yeah, it's like you're opening the skull sutures. Now, if you can't do the full squat, don't worry. You can come to here and you can do it. Or you could come to here and do it, if this is better for you. You see, you can modify, all right? So I'll guide you through the full shape, but if you need to modify, please do. Okay, so come up. We'll raise the arms a couple times, 3 times, to get the rhythm of the breath. And then we'll come into anilasana with kaki mudra. This mudra is very important. It helps to balance both the pitta and the vata in the body. So pitta is like excessive heat. This kaki cools the system. So in summertime, this is really good pranayama. It cools you down. Whereas the exhale, and then normally, see, this is dinner time. Some of you may have eaten. If you didn't eat, if this was a really full-on yoga practice class, like at 6:30 in the morning, like I used to teach, we would be doing Uddiyana Bandha, where we'd be exhaling, exhaling, exhale, and when you're empty, you pull the navel back. And that creates heat. So in the cold weather, you're igniting your inner heat. So if you know Uddiyana and you didn't just have dinner, go for it. At the end of the out breath, when you're empty, you draw the navel back, you suction the navel back towards the spine. All right. It's probably more than you bargained for tonight, right? But it's good stuff. You don't get this in the gym yoga class. Okay, so let's inhale. Hold the breath as you lower the hands. Then exhale as the hands pass in front of the face. Really feel the energy ground into the feet. Again, inhale. Nice and slow. Keep my rhythm. Don't rush. Chin down as you hold. Then exhale. Good. Inhale one more time. As you raise the arms, you root into the feet. Chin down, hold the breath. Then exhale. Now this time you're going to come into Anilasana. Back of the hands touch and rotate as you heel toe a little closer, not completely close together with the feet. Stand on the feet if you can, or take the variation. Let's just take an in-breath to set ourselves up. Your feet are parallel. And then exhale here. Now, when you're ready, inhale, Kaki Mudra. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose, press the tongue against the front teeth, upper teeth. If Uddiyana is your thing right now, do it when you're empty. And then let's inhale, Kaki. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, you can do the breathing. Yeah, you can do the breathing. Exhale. Uddiyana, or just pause at the end of the out breath. Last time. Inhale, Kaki Mudra, looking up. The eyes are as high up as you can make them. And then exhale. Uddiyana, or pause. Then inhale, come off the feet. Or walk the hands forward, heel toe the feet side by side, extend through the spine. And then exhale, bow the forehead towards the shins. Bend the knees if you want to. And then roll up or come straight up. Hands come right to the heart. And then exhale. Step the feet hip-width distance apart. And lower the arms. Good. Inhale. Just do a couple more moves here. And then we'll practice in the seated position. Exhale. But this is all meditation. Think of this like walking or moving meditation. Now, inhale as you bend the knees and open the circle. Exhale. Bring the hands to your navel, holding a ball of chi, and stay here. Inhale. Exhale. Soften the soles of the feet. It's a small bend, but you're working the legs. Inhale. Nice, steady breathing. Good. Stay, stay. Keep breathing. Meditate. Good. Meditate on the breath. You see my hands? Help broaden the fingers a little bit and round them. Yeah, like that. Good. The elbows are a little wider. And then cock the wrists. Yes, there you go. Good. Very nice. Soften the thumbs. Good. And soften the mind into the feet. Good. Stay. You may be feeling some heat. That's good. Let the heat dissolve into the bone and the bone marrow. The shoulders are right over the hips, so don't tilt forward. Good. Very nice. Good. Draw the chin down. Yeah, there you go. Gaze downward at an angle. Soften the mind into the feet. Good. Very nice. So now, with your next exhalation, straighten the legs, release the hands down. And then inhale, raise the arms. Hold the breath in, just like before, then lowering. Exhale as the hands move in front of the face. 2 more like that. Inhale. Holding. Hands down, chin down. Exhale. Pressing the energy down. This is us sending our taproot down into the earth so that when we sit in meditation and the energy begins to rise, we're rooted. It's an integrated awakening. Good. Very good. Step the feet together. Bring your hands together in prayer and we bow to each other. And then coming up and make your way to your seat. Sorry. Okay. So finding a good comfortable seat that you feel you can hold with relative stillness for about 3 hours. About 35 minutes. Really take a moment here. You don't have to drop right in. If you need an extra pillow, if you need something under your knees. It's nice to know. When you meditate, do you heat up or do you cool off? So make sure you've got enough warmth, or just the right layers so that you're comfortable. There are more blankets over there if you need any. We can begin with the eyes closed as a way to shift into the inner dimension of your being, or you can come right into resting the gaze at a comfortable angle towards the floor, slightly open, whatever is comfortable for you. And begin by taking a few deep breaths, soothing the body, soothing this breath and soothing the mind into deeper states of relaxation with each out-breath. And bringing to mind, before we enter the main body of the practice, your motivation for practice and for your life. What's that inner light that you want to cultivate and grow within you? The motivation of the Mahayana, the Bodhisattva motivation, is one of awakening for the benefit of oneself and others. Remembering that we are all in this together, and to broaden the motivation. May I awaken for the benefit of all beings. And that includes, of course, yourself, but all of the beings within you. The microbes, all of them, the bacteria, the viruses, all the living organisms within us. May we liberate them through our own liberation. May we heal them with our own healing. May we carry around with us countless beings, even within this body, on your skin, in your eyebrows, everywhere. the gut? What if the six realms were in you and part of you? And that through liberating your own body, you can liberate beings beyond imagination. Like Indra's net, you are one in the kaleidoscopic expanse. And in that interconnected web of Indra's net, my liberation ripples throughout infinite space. Your liberation ripples throughout infinite space. This is the bodhicitta, this knowing, the interrelated empty fullness of all of us, of all existence. And through that understanding, we feel a heart beating and breaking with compassion. Soothing the body with the breath, releasing any tension that you find within you, and rest and stillness at ease within yourself, still like a mountain. And feel the soothing flow of the breath in and out, like a wind blowing through the trees. Like the rise and fall of the tide. This breath has no beginning and no end. The cycling of the in and the out breath. Where does the in breath begin? Where does it end? Where does the out breath begin? Where does it end? There's no demarcation, except a multitude of interrelated events, moment to moment, shifting, waxing and waning. The empty fullness of the breath is your teacher. Can you kneel at the feet of this teacher, nature, your own body, and learn and rest and let yourself be? Your only task is to not wander. It's the only thing. Let the mind rest in its own place, its own natural clarity, stillness, limpidity. Another way to put it is to rest between the space, rest in the space between thoughts. That space. It's after one thought has departed and before the next thought has arisen. Prolong it. Wandering begins the chain of delusion. So unravel that chain and return back to the present moment. The breath can be a good anchor, as the Buddha taught. Mindfulness of breathing in and out. Let that be your anchor. But also know when to let go of the anchor and just hover in space. Hover in place. Don't wander away. Stay with yourself. In order to do that, we have to remind ourselves that this is worthwhile. The mind hypnotizes us and tells us, no, it's more interesting to go over here and wander over there. But then you can say to it, but you do that all day long. Let's try something new. Release the distractions and get fascinated with this very moment, like threading the eye of the needle. Let the mind rest in this very moment. The past is past, the future hasn't yet arisen. And one might ask, is there even any such thing as the present? Are we either lost in a memory or entering into the future. And in Dharma, they say rest in the fourth time beyond the three of the past, present, and future. The fourth time beyond the three is outside of time. It's a non-dual state, free of subject, object, past, present, future. Can you rest and let the mind hover like a quetzal, a bird that just perfectly hovers in space, in the sky? Alert, present, wakeful, yet completely and utterly relaxed. Don't go to sleep. Meditation's about waking up, not doling out. If you're tired, open the eyes and rest the eyes at a comfortable angle towards the floor. That helps with sleepiness. Give the mind a large space to roam. Sometimes the mind is unruly. Its habits are stronger than our awareness habit. Instead of clamping down and getting tight or numbing out and spacing out, broaden your experience of resting in the spacious quality of awareness. And give the mind plenty of space to roam, like a shepherd who allows his yaks to graze in a vast open plain. Let the mind Be free to move this way and that, but rest from the vantage point of awareness, this broader spaciousness, like the sky, within which all of these appearances come and go. Put more of your energy into resting in that broader experience of a wakeful, spacious awareness, and less of your energy invested in the comings and goings of thoughts. Lean back into it and broaden. Release into presence. Release distraction with the out-breath and stabilize the clarity of awareness with the in-breath. Release distraction with the out-breath. Increase vividness, clarity with the in-breath. Can you feel this awareness radiating out from your being? From the core of your being is loving awareness. It's not simply a stark, cold void or cold awareness. It's imbued with warmth. It's your true nature shining through. Bring your awareness to your heart space, the heart chakra, and feel as if you were breathing directly in and out from the heart space. And with each breath, it's enkindling a quality of presence, a quality of abiding, from there, from the heart, rather than the head, or at least balancing the heart and the head. Breathing directly in and out, 360 degrees, as if you're breathing directly into the heart chakra and out from the heart chakra. And feel that your awareness is like a radiant sun in the heart chakra, like a star. Like you hold within you the universe. In the center of the universe is the star within the heart chakra. And that we are all linked through that radiance of starlight shining out in all directions from our heart space. Feel that this light spreads from you, from your heart, laterally, front, back, side to side, to your neighbors. Feel that extended and receiving. We are connected through this loving awareness. And with each in and out breath, this radiance grows stronger and stronger, less fear, less holding, less resistance, less protection, and more confidence, more capacity, more strength. A generous heart of loving awareness. It's plenty, it's unending flow. And you are supported by the earth, the ground beneath you, uplifted by the heavens above. The central axis from the base all the way up to the crown, like a tube of crystalline light, connecting you to the core of the earth and the heavens above. This life tree. In the center of the mandala is the heart chakra. Then feel this loving awareness spreading out beyond the walls to the space surrounding us, other beings, other people, other animals, insects. Extending this loving awareness out through light, beyond this immediate area, into the neighborhood, into the city, the region, the country, those around, surrounding us, to all places near and far. And feel this heart, light, loving awareness spreading out to places in need. There's so much hardship and despair and need of this light. Send it. Feel with each breath, feel this connecting you, and feel yourself offering this to beings in need. And also receiving. And giving. can receive with the in-breath and give with the out-breath. And feel each breath enlivens you, makes you stronger, not weaker. And now we'll add to this the sound of mantra, 6-syllable mantra of compassion for Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha who gazes upon all beings with equal love and tenderness, compassion. Avalokiteshvara. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om, jewel in the heart of the lotus. Hum. This is the Buddha nature within all of us. So as we chant, I'll ring the bell from time to time and imagine through the chanting and the bell, through sound, these prayers of liberation and peace, freedom from suffering, and enhancing compassion grows and spreads to all those in need. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om 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 Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Avalokiteshvara is a Buddha and a Bodhisattva of compassion. And the story goes, there are different representations of him. One of the earliest is just with two hands, where he's holding a lotus, and his hand is in this generosity mudra. But the most popular image is of him with four arms. He's white and crystal white in color, the embodiment of the compassion of all the Buddhas. And in the four-armed version, he has his two central hands are in prayer, holding a wish-fulfilling jewel. That's why in Tibet, at least, I don't know if it's common in other Buddhist cultures, they tuck the thumbs into the palms when they take Anjali Mudra. It's not the flat version like in yoga. And that symbolizes the jewel in the heart of the lotus. So he has that, and that symbolizes his compassion and bodhicitta. And then his two rear arms, the left is holding a lotus, symbolizing the upward thrust of the Buddha nature towards its own awakening. And then the rear right arm the hand is holding a crystal mala. And so that, of course, represents practice and integration. But the story goes that at one point when he, in deep meditation, he really grokked, he observed and realized the extent of suffering in what are called the six realms. Could we turn the lights up just a little bit? The six realms of the hell realms, the hungry ghost realm, the animal realm, the human realm, the demigod realm, and the god realm. Throughout all these six realms, just the extent of beings suffering, he was filled with so much compassion that his forearms became 1,000 arms, and his one head became 13 heads. And within every palm of his hand is an eye. And so with those arms and hands and the eyes on his heads, it was a commitment to never turn away from the suffering of beings in samsara. And it's a very powerful expression of Avalokiteshvara. He's always peaceful in disposition, but it's a very powerful expression. I think of him as like one of those lizard reptiles that are like like extend out their arms like a fan, and then witness and pray and be of service to all beings. So the Om Mani Padme Hum is his main mantra. And so that is how you can access his compassion and how you can embody that. So when we're chanting a mantra, we imagine that we are enhancing, channeling, and embodying. We are Avalokiteshvara, and that we're offering that compassion to ourselves and to all beings. Yeah. So could I get some help bringing this in front of me, please? Thank you. So tonight we are moving into the next little section of our text that we are studying. For those of you who are new, we've just started kind of like a book study with this wonderful book called On the Path to Enlightenment. It's a compilation of wonderful teachings that span the beginning to the end, really, the foundational teachings all the way to the fruition of Buddhahood. And it's compiled by a wonderful Buddhist practitioner monk. He's a French man, philosopher, and Buddhist monk named Matthew Ricard, Ricard. I recommend getting this book especially if you want to continue to study on these Tuesday nights. We're going to go through section by section. But also, even if you don't come back, this is a great book to have in your library. So I've read it many times, I've taught on it many times, and I have chosen this to be our next grand adventure. So today we are in the third section of the foundational teachings. And for the last couple of weeks, we covered the first two of the 4 thoughts that turn the mind towards the Dharma. These teachings, I hope for you, but definitely for me, never get old. They are foundational, but they're also very deep and beautiful and important. These are what are called the kind of like the ordinary preliminaries within Tantric Buddhist practice. You have the ordinary preliminary practices, and then you have the extraordinary preliminary practices. So the 4 thoughts that turn the mind towards the Dharma are within the ordinary preliminary, the ngundro, the preliminary practices. In Tibetan, ngundro means that which goes before. And so or another way of saying it is the common preliminaries. The first was, who remembers? Maybe a little test with the group who was paying attention 2 weeks ago when we started. Remember the first topic in this book?
The precious life.
The precious life. Thank you, Ashley. So really valuing, recognizing this precious human life with its what are called leisures and endowments, meaning we're free, we're born in a land that's not ravaged by war. We're not imprisoned. We have access to libraries and Dharma classes like this. So we have the leisure to practice. And then we have the endowments, meaning our faculties are intact. We can understand what we hear. We can, at least maybe we don't remember it forever. We can remember it for a few moments. We still have our faculties about us. We can read with our eyes. We can hear with our ears. We can understand. So we have this optimal situation to practice Dharma. From the Buddhist perspective, from a contemplative perspective, devoting our life to the spiritual path is the best use of this precious human life. Now, of course, we have needs, we have to work, we have to make a living, we have to take care of our family. They're not saying these aren't important, but as much as you can to a certain extent, maybe a little bit more with the lights because they're flickering and I'm feeling it's dark in here. I don't want people to fall asleep. So take advantage of this human life. Come to Tuesday night class. Come to any old class. Do your practice in the morning. Go to bed a little earlier at night. Wake up a little earlier in the morning. Who does that? Okay, good. For those of you who aren't hooked on that yet, you're not addicted to that yet, try to go to bed a little bit earlier. Try to wake up even just 15 minutes earlier. Go to bed 15 minutes earlier, wake up 15 minutes earlier, and just, brush your teeth, take care of your body, make some hot water, drink some tea, whatever you do, but sit down right away. Like, don't look at your phone. Don't open the email. Don't even listen to the news if you can avoid it. Like, just take care of your immediate business and then sit down and be with yourself. You don't even have to have a plan. Just breathe and pray. Do whatever comes to mind. Do what we did just a moment ago. If you remember parts of that meditation. And it can really brighten your day. And then you can start extending those periods of time. So that's a part of this first contemplation of taking advantage of this precious human life, not wasting it. Who remembers what the second thought that turns the mind towards the Dharma is? We did it last week. Huh? It was impermanence and death. Death, yay. It was death, yeah. Impermanence and death goes along with that. So recognizing that everything that comes into being will pass away, make friends with that, don't be surprised by it. And we talked extensively about that. But for the sake of time, now we're going to move into the third thought that turns the mind to the Dharma, karma, cause and effect. All right? So we are on page, I was like, do I have to talk about karma tonight? It's funny for me. I often resist talking about karma. It's my own little funny thing. So I'm going to lean on Matthew Ricard and these wonderful teachers to get us through it. You know what? Karma's cool. You know, karma's like the internal policing. Karma, we have to teach our kids about karma. Like, you know, if you want your life to be smooth and good, then be nice to your preschool classmates. Don't hit everybody. Like what goes around comes around. It's like an internal policing system. Okay, so this chapter is called, this is page 31, in case you've got the book. People on YouTube, hi, at home. He calls this chapter From Seed to Fruit, or the Law of Cause and Effect. Matthew Ricard writes, in each section he writes a little introduction, and then he has a series of wonderful quotes. So he says that when an act is committed, whatever it is, we can expect that sooner or later it will produce an effect. So if one wishes to overcome suffering, it makes sense to perform certain acts and to avoid others. The law of causality is the foundation of the Buddha's teaching. He said, without doing any harmful act, abundantly perform beneficial acts. Completely tame your mind. That is the Buddha's teachings. It's very beautiful and pithy. So avoid enacting harm, increase positive, beneficial actions, and then tame your mind. That is the core of the Buddha's teachings. If we want to stop, if we want a polluted stream to heal, what do we have to do first? Stop polluting it. Stop pumping sludge into the stream. Then what do? Yeah, then work to clean it, right? So it's the same idea. If we want to heal our mind, stop dumping toxic sludge into it and start cultivating positive circumstances that give flowering. You know, plant the good seeds that flower the aromatic herbs, the healing herbs and flowers. So tame your mind through meditation, through discipline, through ethics, you know, through being a good person, checking ourselves from time to time. Where am I at? What's going on? What's my motivation for saying what I'm about to say? Check ourselves. It's a really good tool. Then he goes on. This is Matthew Ricard. All phenomena arise from the combination of an infinity of causes and conditions in constant flux. Like a rainbow that appears when the sunlight hits a patch of rain and vanishes when one of the factors contributing to its formation disappears, phenomena occur only through interdependent circumstances and are therefore devoid of independent and permanent existence. Does that make sense? Is that clear? That everything that arises due to causes and conditions. And when one of those conditions is taken away, that particular result will change, will shift, will disappear, will alter. It's actually basic science. Quantum physics and Buddhism are very compatible. If you're into that kind of stuff, like the meaning of life and what is reality and where do we come from, there's a great book. I mentioned it last week. I'm loving it. It's called The Quantum and the Lotus. Came out a while ago. It's a dialogue between Matthew Ricard, who is a philosopher, a Buddhist monk, a brilliant scholar and translator, and a colleague of his who is a quantum physicist. And it's a great dialogue back and forth. They really spell things out for you. And if you're like a Buddhist or Buddhist leaning person who's always struggled with emptiness and understanding the teachings of emptiness, this book comes at it from really good angles. This book, but also I'm talking about the quantum and the lotus. And I was just reading it today and they were just talking about rainbows. He says, phenomena mutually influence each other in a constant dynamic and creative process, and nothing arises arbitrarily. The law of causality is inexorable. Yeah. So karma, which refers to both actions and their effects, is a particular aspect of that law of causality. It is what determines our share of happiness and suffering. In other words, what we experience now is the consequence of our past behavior, and we are the architects of our future lives. Stay with me here. From this perspective, our destiny is not dependent on an external power, such as a divine will. For example, it is the fruit of our actions. We reap what we sow, and nothing and no one forces a person to be reborn in a certain way, apart from the power of his or her own actions. Actions refers not only to physical actions, but also words and thoughts. Actions can be beneficial, neutral, or harmful. Good and evil are not absolute values. Conduct is considered, quote, good or, quote, bad, depending on the altruistic or malicious intention behind it and the consequences it produces in terms of the happiness or unhappiness of ourselves and others. This is very important, and this is something that comes up very strong in the Mahayana period of Buddhism, a bit more than the earlier teachings, the foundational more sutric Buddha, words of the Buddha directly teachings. In the Mahayana, which is around 500 years after the Buddha died, the importance on motivation becomes very prominent. It was always, there in Buddha's teachings, but over the period of time since the Buddha died, the close adherence to the rules and the regulations that the Buddha laid out, the Vinaya, became kind of like a stranglehold. Like it became more important to follow the rules, whether you understood why they were there or not, than understanding those rules or your motivation behind what you're doing. In Mahayana, around the turn of the millennia, people got fed up with that and wanted to open up the teachings to more lay practitioners, to women. It's like a renaissance of Buddhism. And this idea of motivation became more prominent. And then through kind of mining the seeds of that teaching within earlier, the Buddha's teachings, they then centered it and highlighted it. And so in the Mahayana period, one's motivation behind any behavior, speech, or thought is what determines the outcome of the karma of that action, speech, or thought. So if you hurt someone by mistake, the repercussions aren't that as negative, or negative even, compared to if you hurt somebody out of malice and intent. And there's all this sort of interesting, I think it's 4 or 5 step determination on the outcome of the karma. Like, was there intention? Was there intention? Was there satisfaction upon the completion of the action? It's kind of like in the law, in the courthouse of karma, Could you establish there was intention, ill intent? And was there satisfaction once that person actually completed the action? So if so, then the negative karma is stronger. If not, then it's watered down. It's not as bad. Yeah, it's very interesting. In any case, the main point is that check our motivation. Check our motivation. That's the most important thing, more important than following the rules. Every moment of our lives, we reap the consequences of our past and shape our future through newly produced thoughts, words, and deeds. They are like seeds that, once sown, will produce the corresponding beneficial or harmful fruit. So there's more to it, and we're going to continue next week because he's going to unpack this even more. So you can bring your questions, you can bring your concerns about, like, whoa, does that mean if I get sick, I've been a bad person in a past life? Let me just leave this discussion with one quick answer, which is, we have lived countless lives. Let me break the news. We have lived countless lives over and over and over. The Buddha said we have lived an infinite number of lives. And through these lives, we've been a Buddha, we've been a king, we've been a queen, we've been enslaved, we've been a mouse, we've been an elephant, everybody has been each other's parents, they say. So we mustn't get too precious about karma. Like, inevitably, we've caused harm. Inevitably, we've benefited people through these countless lives. So we all come into this life with some cleanup to do, and then some positive karmas to enjoy. That we've all come in with varying degrees of different kinds of karma. And so if somebody is in harm's way, it might be our karma to help them, right? We're not just sitting by saying, oh, you've got to burn up those negative karmas. I want to talk more about this, like, how good luck, buddy, leave you by the side of the road. There's a lot. Yeah, karma, this is why I kind of like, do I have to talk about karma again? Because people, Westerners, we all have great questions. But I want to end class with some singing because it's fun. And we're going to sow the seeds of a joyful noise and release together. So I was thinking we would do the 21st Tara again. And this one is based on the 10-syllable mantra to Tara of Om Tare, Tu Tare Ture Svaha. Repeat after me. Om Tare, Tu Tare Ture Svaha. This means, O Tara, come swiftly, O Tara, may it be so. But then we're going to insert the 21st Tara's name before the Svaha. So it goes, Om Tare, Tu Tare Ture, Marichye. That's her name, Marichye. Say Marichye. Che, Brum, Nrija, Svaha. Good. So Marichye Che means, oh, 2 rays of light Tara. She's the longevity Tara. And then Brum is her longevity seed syllable. Nrija means born from a lotus. So we're praying to this longevity Tara. She is crystal white, like Avalokiteshvara, in fact. So you can just feel her as the great mother, luminous light pouring into you, to all beings, bringing health and longevity. This has 2 parts. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture, Mariche Che Bromri Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture, Mariche Che Bromri Svaha. Good, we'll sing together. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture, Mariche Che Bromri Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture, Mariche Che Bromri Svaha. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Next time. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Part A. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Next time. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Om Tare Tu Re. Mari Che Che Brahmi Jasa. Mariche che bromni jasaha. Om tare tu re. Mariche che bromni jasaha. Om tare tu re, mariche che brum rija svaha. And let's end by dedicating any positive energy of our practice for the benefit of all beings. Through this merit, may all beings awaken to their true nature. Thank you, everybody. So good to be with you and to chant and practice together. It's not so often we get to be in a space with real live humans and chant, so I appreciate it. It sounded wonderful. Really appreciate it so much. So I'll sit up here for a little bit if people want to come up and say hello or ask a question. If you're new to class, I like it when people come and introduce themselves to me. I'll stay here for a few minutes, but also if you want to go out and enjoy some tea, make some new friends, enjoy Dharma conversation, feel free to do that as well. And I'll see you next week, perhaps. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Sam. And please help us by putting away the cushions and blankets.
I don't need vipashyana. I'm Agnes.
You're Agnes. Okay, I see you, but we haven't talked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came out to
Yes.
I wasn't sister.
What's the picture? Oh.
So I was a successful meditator back when I was like a teenager for a while, and then became very, very difficult. And so I stopped doing that because it wasn't good fun. And I've been dipping my toes. And one of the things that's very annoying, and part of it might just be that this is the time that we're doing it, is that like when there isn't stimulation, and this is true of me just in general, I get very sleepy very quickly if there's not stimulation. And I'm just wondering if you have any sort of tips or guidance other than practice that might be good for like just kind of helping me. Because I'm like I can feel sometimes like the attention is but it's flicker. It's like very, very difficult to stay with it. And I'll be like, my eyes will be down, and like my eyelids will just start doing things. Or I'll close my eyes, and that'll make me more sleepy. And so it's like trying to like stay with it.
Yeah. Yes, there are so many different ways we can meditate. It's not only by the mindfulness. And if you feel that maybe a way to use it is more than just bring toe back in, like get you back in and help build a bridge between this non-meditative life and the meditative life, might be to give yourself something to do
Yeah. Describe like
or breath practice to help generate consistent balance and give you something to do. So sometimes in this class, we're using really exercise, and that can be very helpful for the minds if you like to do it. But mantras also really good. So I don't know if you have mantra. It's a form of just as good as the So if you wanted to do chat, like a 3-15 minutes, so you're into it for 30 minutes.
Really
Or if you want to have live sessions.
it really felt like this game.
Go to my website.
Stuff that's stored
like you mentioned the whole like thinking up thing, and saying that back when I was younger, it was next one like that. And I think that they have a bit to do with it too, because I'm like, it's tiring at the end of the day, and I'm like, it's time for bedtime.
You know, this might you can always really just do the trick of you lie down and you put your arm like this, so if you fall asleep, you flop.
Like the thing is, I'm not like falling asleep all the way. It's just like there's just that drowsy, like almost hypnagogic kind of thing that I'm just like.
Yeah, I'm feeling like counting Alma's good, but I need more time to really do.
Thank you. I will,
It's really hard.
and I'm looking forward to continuing.
Yeah, it's just good. Yeah, we'll find a good solution for sure.
Hello,
Hi, what's your name?
my name's Phil.
Phil.
Yeah, just wanted to say thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Really enjoyed the way you practiced. I was on the plane from London this morning, so my conscience stiff. Energy so I'm just here for a few days. I probably won't see you again. I'm here seeing Sam and Bob. Sam and Bob.
Sam?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Bob.
Who?
Bob.
Barbara. Okay, great. Yeah, good.
But thank you.
Nice to
Lovely
meet
to meet you.
Phil.
I've seen you on YouTube as well. So,
No, I'm glad you came yourself and you popped in.
I did.
Hi.
I just wanted to say hello.
Nice.